it's common for society to view parents as guiding lights, sort of like emotional safety nets in the roller coaster of life, right? But not everyone has parents they can rely on. Some moms and dads are what relationship experts call emotionally unavailable, which means they are not able to connect with their children in meaningful ways because they're carrying their own set of emotional problems. So, ladies, what is your take on someone being emotionally unavailable?
You know, this is interesting. I think that I mean, and maybe you can, because you are a mother, Garcelle, we put so much pressure on parents.
Yeah.
And every parent is not a parent. That's what we have to understand. But we get surprised when we find out that they're not. I mean, you ever talk to your friends and it's like, why isn't your mother like this? Or, you know, I even wrote it about what my mother did to me in my book. And it's like, people were just so, and I'm like, people's like, well, are you upset? I said, no, because, you know, it's certain things that happen in people's lives.
In her life.
And especially in her life, and you have to understand it. And it's like, it's okay that she wasn't emotionally available then, but you just keep trying. As a child, for me, you know, I keep trying to emotionally be there for her. But you also have to understand that everybody is not gonna be that wonderful parent.
No.
That's the reality of it. Not everyone may be maternal or paternal. And you also have to extend grace that a lot of our parents are just doing the best they can. They, you know, maybe they didn't have a parent that told them they were loved. Maybe they didn't have an affectionate or emotionally available parent, so they don't even know how to be an example of that because they were never shown what that even looks like.
Especially for a lot of people of color.
Oh,
especially
for sure.
Like with my mom and then her mom, the way they had to grow up through the racism. I mean, we have racism today, but you know, it was back then, it was really, really hard. So it's really hard to, especially raise children, you know. But I mean, I'm interested as a mother, your take on this.
Well, it's different because now I feel like we have so many tools and assets we can Google. There's books on parenting, how to talk to your kids, but I didn't grow up like that. You know, we were seen and not heard, right? We didn't have an opinion. You know, they told us what to do and we did it. But I feel like they did the best they could. You know, for the longest time, I held a grudge against my dad because I felt like he never saw me, never really knew me. And when I look back, I think, maybe he didn't know how to. You know, it wasn't on purpose, but it was just what he was dealing with or what he was incapable of showing. So you gotta, at one point, let it go and say, you know what, this is the life that I had, and grow from it, and then be a better parent to your children that your parents weren't
But see, some people use it as, well, my dad didn't do this, or my mama wasn't there for me, and they use it as an excuse. And I always tell people, I say, at a certain point, you become an adult.
You decide.
You can't keep using it.
You gotta let it go.
Exactly. You can't just keep using it as an excuse because you grew up, you 50. Stop.
I have two examples of that. My mom, because she didn't have a mom that was very affectionate to her and was very stoic and stern, and she thought she had to be that way because she was a single mother. So she had to be the mother and the father and was very stern and very religious. So she wasn't coddling my mom in any way, shape, or form. On the other hand, my mom was very intentional on raising us, being overly affectionate and using words of affirmation, telling us we were beautiful, I love you, because of that.
Because she's learned from what she didn't get.
But my parents were very yin and yang. My father never had a father. So I don't think he had an example of what that's supposed to look like. And again, I do believe he did the best he could. I had a mom that if I was going through something, I could go to because she was the emotional one. And if we keep it real, sometimes she's overly emotional. And I tell her this, as a Latina mom, my mom will be like, I'm so happy for you. Because, you know, like, that's my mom. But my mom, Mama Nil, is that versus my dad, if I came to him Mesteco crying, his way is different. My dad, ay, mamita, like he'll make a funny joke about it. And I just had to learn that they're both great parents in different ways. You gotta find the good in your parent and at least try to focus on how you can connect with them. Maybe I can't connect with my dad by crying with him, but I can connect with my dad over playing a good salsa song. He's the life of the party. He wants to. And I recognize that maybe he wasn't gonna be that for me, but try to give your parents grace and find something that you can connect
and
don't
they do the best they could.
They do the best they can.
Yeah.
But don't use that also as an excuse for, like, you know how some women say, you know, they have daddy issues or they're looking for, you know, look for, you know, parental through other ways, not through your, like, love relationships, because that affects a lot.
Jeannie always says, it is their fault for hurting you, but it's your job to heal.
Yeah, look for
And I
other
love that.
parental figures, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend through your
do better.
relationships.
Right.
Yeah, and do better.
Yeah.
Try to do better.
And do better.